Hey everybody, welcome back to another iiRcade Gamedaze Live. I'm your host, Michael, producer here at iiRcade. It's going to be a pretty chill day, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little under the weather right now, so I'm a little sick, of course. I don't really get time off, and when I do, I get sick, so here we are. But yeah, so game sales going on, of course. I know a lot of you already saw. That's mostly what we'll be talking about today, actually, the games that are on sale. So I don't have a lot of crazy things hidden up my sleeve or anything today for you all. So it's just going to be a very chill day. I'll answer a lot of questions. So yeah, we'll mostly do Q&A, things like that. Let's get things started off. A little bit of different stuff going on right now. So, of course, game sales. Everybody knows game sales are going on. But on top of that, officially it's Black Friday, right? So, of course, we're going to do a final Black Friday sale on the cabinets. So right now, for the One More Thing holiday extravaganza, of course, these prices here, of course, are what you see for all the cabinets online right now on the site. But this now includes free shipping on top of that. So shipping has dropped for now from Black Friday all the way through Cyber Monday at midnight. So you have until Cyber Monday at midnight to get these prices with zero shipping as well on our website. But the thing that's not included in this image right here, as you'll notice, the Classic Edition skin, right? So Classic Edition is now $299 today, full bundle, bar top and stand included. So same thing as everything else. It comes with not SamWell joysticks, but SamWell clones, SamWell clone buttons, as well as a 64 gigabyte hard drive space for storage. And then on top of that, that's pretty much it. 11 games. So Dragon's Lair, Double Dragon included, the same games as all the other ones do, just for the low price of $299, right? So $300, right? $299.99. So yeah, so go ahead to the website. So if anybody has any last minute reservations on getting a gift for iiRcade, now's the time, because that price is going to go away come Cyber Monday, and then it'll be back up to the sale prices until December 25th this year. So that's the One More Thing holiday extravaganza sale, as well as the Black Friday prices included. And of course, these game sales are going to be weekly, switching on Fridays at 9 a.m. on the dot, Chicago time, CST. So 9 a.m., a new batch of game new batches of games will roll out. Wow, I can't talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm under the weather a little bit, biting off a cold here. But yeah, so those games are going to change every Friday at 9. So let's go ahead. Actually, one more thing, too. I want to talk about Mayhem Brawlers. So anybody having issues with Mayhem Brawlers updating, we are totally aware of the issue. Thanks for letting us know, too. We found out really on Tuesday, Wednesday, that it was happening. So we're looking into it still. We haven't quite resolved it yet, but we are fixing it as soon as possible. Hopefully, likely by like Monday, Tuesday, we'll have a fix for you to push out. But yeah, we're looking into it. If you are doing like a fresh install of the game, if you're a first-time purchaser of Mayhem Brawler, it should install totally fine for you. There we have no issues. It's just for people updating currently that we're seeing on some systems that a lot of times it'll get to 100% install, or it'll hit 100%, go through the install process, and then it fails to install, right? It'll say app install failed. So that issue we're looking into right now, as well as games that are just hitching at 100% sometimes for the bigger files. We're looking at that. But again, if you are looking to pick up Mayhem Brawlers for the first time, you should have no issues. It should download like normal, just like any other game. So there you go. But yeah, otherwise, let's go. What's going on in the chat here? Sorry. Welcome back. I wanted to do it today. Like I don't get days off, and of course I'm doing a live if I get a day off, right? But I get sick, of course, on my time off, because why not? It's great. Life is great. So, but yeah, let's get to some questions. You guys got anything going on today? Happy belated Thanksgiving, by the way. Also, happy belated Turkey Day to anybody who watching from Canada too. Hopefully you had turkey yesterday anyway, because why not? Catch the games yesterday. I didn't watch any football games yesterday. So Mike, MCAP, if you're here, sorry. I let you down, buddy. I didn't watch any games yesterday. Usually I will. When is iiRcade Glass available? I get this question a lot too. Todd, hang in there. It's still literally just stuck on a ship. I can't do that. It's been stuck on a ship for like months now, I feel like. They're just chilling out there in the ocean. We really can't do anything about that, unfortunately. They've been manufactured for a little while now. They're just chilling in the harbor, waiting to get here. So once they get here, we're going to ship them out immediately too. So there should be no delay once we actually get them off the boat, into warehouses, and they should just truck right out to you. But yes, there's quite a few glass orders still, which is crazy. We never expected the high volume of glass orders. Of course, we had a big batch the first time, a couple hundred, and we sold out of those day one immediately. And then we had to order more right then too. So, but yes, that's what's going on with glass. It's just stuck in the harbor, unfortunately. But luckily enough, it doesn't really affect your system. It doesn't affect gameplay. It does, it of course looks a little better. It's that more premium glass on the cab. Different glares, different see-through effects, I guess, if you want to call it that. But yeah, the glass is great. I love the glass. But otherwise, it doesn't affect gameplay, which is good. So hang tight. We're working on it. All right. What are the questions we got right now before I start? I'm going to go over all the games. So I think Rainwater jumped the gun on me today this morning. Jeff, if you're here, I got a bone to pick with you. Stealing my topics. So let's see here. Mayhem Fix, yeah, Travis, we just talked about this, right? So we're working on that as soon as possible. Again, if you have Mayhem, if you've never bought Mayhem before and you're looking to buy Mayhem, it will install no problem right out the gate. It's just for the people who have the game currently on their system and are updating, having issues. So if you're looking to a first-time buyer for Mayhem, if you just got an iiRcade, or you're looking to just purchase it now to add to your account, go for it. It's totally up to you. But yeah, there should work. It's just for people trying to update for Mayhem Brawler specifically, which is what we're looking into fixing right now too. Yeah, that's like a top priority for us right now too. That's not getting like backburner or anything. We're gonna fix that. Don't worry. Let's see here. Yeah, get the games while they're on sale. I'll segue into that in a little bit too, of course. Question: why do you make the sales so good? Because there's a lot of good games on iiRcade. Lo and behold, what people always say is there's never games on iiRcade, right? Well, there's a lot of good games on iiRcade, let me tell you, and the sales kind of prove that. So let's get into there, actually. Oh, wait, here. Let me take this one last question. We'll do Q&A later on, too. Don't worry about it. Sorry if my voice is a little off with my nose because I can't breathe through my nose right now. Question. So, Retro Marine, that's a new name. So, welcome to family for brand new. I've just never seen that name before. It's great. I own 2 iiRcade cabinets. Can I purchase games on both cabinets? Yes, currently you can. So as long as you're logged in the same account on both of those cabinets, you can download those. I wish I would show you my phone right now. I guess it'd be a little hard to see. Actually, I can probably show you. But yeah, so as long as you log in on the machine with both, they'll register on the app itself or the website too, same thing. I'll just show in the app really quick here. But yeah, so you'll see on my account here, I've got like 1,000 freaking devices. So if I go to my games, if you see my installed page, let me log back in. So my install page will have like probably 10 devices right now, honestly. So we test with my account and stuff like that, of course, too. Actually, I've only got 3. It got cleared out. Great. So you can see I have multiple. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. Not the ring and stuff. But yeah, there's different. These are 3 different devices on my account. They each have different games on them installed. But yeah, so that's how that works. Currently, there's no limit. However, there may be at some point. So, but yes, if you have 2 iiRcades, you can install all the games that you've purchased on your account. You don't have to buy them a second time or anything like that. You can install them on any devices that you own. Yep. All right. So with that, let's jump into the games. Even though Rainwater jumped the gun earlier, it looks like. I didn't watch the video, though, so I don't know how in-depth he went. But I have personally played each and every one of our titles on the system. So I can tell you all about these games from a hands-on experience and which ones are good and which ones are okay. My favorites, your favorites. So let's see. A lot of people ask, let's see. First off, Riptide. I want to talk about Riptide. Sadly, I don't have stuff prepared. Sorry, I don't have videos and stuff like normal. Again, I'm kind of off right now too. I just wanted to do this to talk to you guys and talk about the sales and stuff going on. And people keep asking questions, so I figured I'd pop in today. But yeah, so Riptide is currently on sale. It is every game is there's 37 in the mix today. 37 different games. They're all 40% off. Every single title is 40% off in this list, so that's great. And on top of that, we've got this week the publishers that we're looking at mainly are Sega, of course. So if you're looking to pick up any of the Sega games that we own, now is the week. All the Sega games are on sale that we have licensed. So Sega games, IREM games, which are all bangers. Every single IREM game out the gate is amazing. If you've never played a lot of these IREM games, trust in IREM. They make phenomenal arcade games. A lot of which like I'd never seen before either too. Like In the Hunt is now one of my favorite shooters for side-scrolling shooters. And I had no idea that game existed. But that's an IREM title, as well as Tozai games like, let's see, all the Load Runners are on sale, Spelunker, and let's see, so Sega, IREM, Tozai, and then we've also got, I think it looks like a lot of .emu games. Not .emu, yes, .emu. Who did Riptide? Wow, I should know all my developers. Sorry, Vector Unit, that's the company that I'm looking for. So Vector Unit did Riptide. They also did Beach Buggy Racing 1 and 2. That's all Vector Unit, as well as Mousebot. That's another Vector Unit game that we have. And they're all fantastic games as well. But Riptide seems to be everybody's favorite. It's clearly like it's a must-buy. If you own an iiRcade and you don't own Riptide, highly suggest it. It's a great game. You can't go wrong with that game. It's a modern kind of racing game, like sort of like a between Wave Race 64 and like a, oh my gosh, I don't even remember the games anymore. Anyway, it's neither one of those games anyway. It is its own game, Riptide GP Renegade, but it is a jet ski game, racing game, and it's phenomenal. It's great. 2-player as well. Beach Buggy Racing 2 comes along with that, as well as, what's the other vector unit game? Mousebot. So Mousebot's kind of a cool one. Yeah, Pindock. Yeah, great. Mousebot. There we go. So Mousebot we have listed actually in the platformer section on the store, and a lot of people get a little confused with that because it looks at first glance like a racing game, and that seems to be what Vector Unit makes, right? So Riptide, like Riptide GP Renegade, Beach Buggy series, but Mousebot is actually not a racing game. It is a platformer, and they actually label it that way as well. So it's more of a platform puzzle game. So the stages you're actually playing as a mouse bot, a mouse robot in cat labs, right? Cat laboratories, which is you're getting experimented on the entire time by these giant Dr. Cats in lab kits and stuff. It's really fun. It's great for kids, but it's also really good for adults, honestly. Like it's just a good game. It's really challenging. So trust me on that one. Mousebot's great. If you're looking to pick it up, especially at 40% off at just under $5 right now, man. Yeah, no, pick up Mousebot if you're looking for that kind of game. Let's see. Stop telling me to buy more games. I'm going to keep telling you to buy more games right now, but again, pick and choose the games that you like. Don't just go off of my word too. Like, yeah, sure, I work for iiRcade, of course, but I would love for you to buy every game. Of course, I would love for all of my Genes of the world. Gene's right here. Gene is a monster and buys every game, and I love him for it. But you don't have to do that. Pick and curate your own library of games, of course. So, but I highly suggest trying out games. A lot of these games that we have on here, of course, people hate on us for them, but they're just offbeat games, but that doesn't mean that they're bad games, right? So it's just like the indie scene for current gen. Just because a game isn't showing up on everybody's radar doesn't make it a bad game. It just means that it hasn't been advertised right, or it hasn't been marketed right in the past, right? So that everybody doesn't know it, right? And that's, sort of the developer's fault, sort of not. Sometimes things just don't take off for some reason, right? You've got great movies and stuff that don't hit it big until 20 years later, right? So some games are like that as well. And we have a lot of those games that are just really fantastic titles, just, they're not quite as heard of as other games. So I highly suggest trying a lot of the games out. If you're on the fence, they're all pretty good. I've never really found a bad game that we have for what it's worth. So let's see here. Yeah, I know you're still waiting patiently on Glass. We just talked about it. Yep. They'll get there. So let's see. Of course, 6. I'm always here for you guys. That's why I'm here. Well, I'm sick too, but yeah. We get closer to sports games and hockey games. All right. So we're working on it. Of course, we're working on it. More sports games, more hockey games, especially hockey games, because me and Gordon won hockey, in case you guys didn't know. Gordon will ask about hockey as much as I do, too. So, yes, we're, of course, working on plenty of licenses. Sports games are always included in that. We love sports games, too. But we've got into the sports game today, actually, in sale. Let's see. Yeah, 10-Yard Fight is on sale today. And I will die on the hill for 10-Yard Fight. So I love this game. I grew up with it on Nintendo Entertainment System, though. So I grew up with it on the original Nintendo. Playing in an arcade format is way better, though, because the jiggle mechanic on it, this is made by the same guys who made Karate, or Kung Fu Master, sorry. And that was a big thing at the time, big technology, was the jiggle mechanic in karate. Oh my gosh, Kung Fu Master to wiggle off enemies. So going left and right really fast, wiggles off enemies. 10-Yard Fight uses that same exact mechanic. So when you get caught, basically you can get caught up to 3 times before you get fully tackled. But if you're stuck on somebody, if they've caught you, they haven't quite tackled you yet, you can jiggle them off. So that's a huge mechanic in the game. Everything else is just dodging. If they're diving at you and they hit you, then you're down instantly. But yeah, and you always got to watch the interceptions. But low entry of play, I would say, like low gameplay entry. However, this game has a lot of mechanics that you don't really find until later on, and it's extremely competitive once you actually get into it. That's why I love 10-Yard Fight. Has global leaderboards, so you guys can compete nonstop right now too. It's not quite, the same experience as a true online game, of course, but global leaderboards for a game like this that is single player anyway, it's great. It's phenomenal. I will die on the hill for 10-Yard Fight because I love this game. So pick it up today if you're looking for it. Again, under $5 right now. Fantastic. Let's go over what other modern games do we have on this list actually right now too. Knights and Guns, of course, that we just released this year too for $9, $8.99 from Baltoro. They're actually working on an update for you guys as well too to increase performance to make it even better as well. So that's still in the works right now. Talking to them currently. So Knights and Guns is great, especially if you loved Pang that we released 2 weeks ago. If you like Pang Adventures, the original Pang as well too, but this was a modern remake that we have on here by .emu. So that's the Pang Adventures like that too. You shoot upward the entire time. That's a whole game. So you're shooting upward, you're jumping off platforms and stuff. Knights and Guns is the same mechanics kind of thing. Just different space, right? It's literally Space Marines with giant guns, right? And there's different types of guns that you can choose from. Tons of variations of the gameplay, different challenge modes. Oh my gosh, a crazy long storyline too. And you can pick the path for your story as well too. It's a giant map that you start on. So Knights and Guns, just so good. Just so good in all aspects. Trust me on this one. The music is great too. And again, it will be getting an update soon. It should be a little smoother as well too for the update than what's going on with Mayhem Brawlers right now. Again, we're working to fix it. Any hockey games coming? Of course, we just talked about hockey games. We're working on it. Yes. Definitely want hockey games, 100%. It's, yeah. Again, we're not trying to limit the cabinet to games right now. So if we can get the licenses, just takes time. That's it. And then we got to make sure that they work before we actually release them to you, right? So like those Taito titles coming out, I finally said Taito titles, right, for the first time. Thank you. I'm so proud of myself on that one. But yeah, we got to make sure the games work before they get fully approved by licensing to release. So that takes some time. So even if we get a hockey game right now, or if we even have a hockey game right now, we're working on it essentially is what it would be. But yeah, we're always working on sports games, especially too. At least 5 guys. I know, Mike, sales going well. Sales doing great. Keep pushing it. It's Black Friday. So if you guys have any friends or family who are on the line, now is the time. Pick up that original unit for $299.99, free shipping. Everything's included. Same stuff as all the other cabs except for the Sanwa joysticks. But they are still Sanwa clone buttons. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a different skin. So, and hardware is what? It's 64 gigabytes of storage on that one. But yeah, if anybody is on the fence, you got until Cyber Monday to pick up that deal. So this weekend is it. And then again, you're not going to see prices like this after like the 25th of December too. They're all going away. It's not going to be like this for maybe until next winter. If that even. I can't even promise you sales next season, right? So, but yeah, so if anybody else is on the fence, trust me, now's the time to pick it up. Plus, of course, we got those free features too, like Jukebox, the system level track mode, which is playing behind me right now too. Scanline options, pixel perfect, smoothing, all that stuff. All that stuff's in there now. And soon online, right? Yes. There's a lot. Let's see what other questions we got here. Space Invaders too. Of course, somebody's going to mention Space Invaders. Yes, we're working on it. We're also working on Space Invaders Infinity Gene. Remember, that's the more modern title. So what other games we got on sale today? Do you guys have questions on any of the games that are on sale? Is there any title you want me to talk about specifically? Anything that you're looking at right now that you're like, I just don't know this game. Like, what is this? I can explain. I can give it a rundown. Again, I've played every single game on our cab plus more. So I can give you all the deets you want on any game that we got on here. Just got mine today. Well, welcome, Nate, Nathaniel. Let's see. I hope you're liking it so far. I hope you got it set up. Oh, just buy yours today. I'm sorry. I thought it arrived today. I'm seeing it around the monitor right now. So welcome to the family then. Hope it arrives soon. It should. Yeah, we got a lot of shooters. That's very true. And I do love all of our shooters. All of our Psycho shooters, our Toe Plan shooters, oh my God. There's a lot. Oh, speaking of shooters, actually, good segue. R-Type 1 and 2 from iRem is on sale right now in the Hunt. Battle Chopper, these are all phenomenal ones. Armed Police Unit Gallop, which is the third title in the series for shooters for R-Type. Armed Police Unit Gallop is one of the R-Types, so which is great. But along with that, I think it's in this mix today too. Image Fight's also great. Is Rangok Skies? Rangok Skies is in here. Of course, I'm going to plug Rangok Skies because my voice is in the game. That stupid voice that you hear in the intro is me. So welcome. You can hear me every time. But Rangok Skies for $5.99 is crazy good. It's just great. It's a fantastic modern shooter that's based off of arcade-style shooters. So if you're looking for a really, really good shooter that you've probably never played before, essentially, because it just came out this year a couple months ago, Rangok Skies, it works phenomenally on our system. 4 different leaderboards, too. They work differently. So one is the no-death leaderboards. One is for, just 1 death, 2 deaths, and then the other is just a generic leaderboard. Yeah, so Rangok Skies. It's also 2-player if you want it. Different challenge modes and stuff like that, too. But it's a good, lengthy story for you to play. Lots of different game mechanics, too. It's not just a one-and-done shooter. It's got a bomb mechanic as well as it's got like a shielding kind of bomb mechanic. So 2 different things. Plus, you actually have different shielding options and stuff in the game, depending on the ship that you're using. There's 4 different characters, technically speaking. Start with 3. There's Marco, there's Astrid, and there's Big Joe. And then you can unlock Samurai as well. And they all play a little bit different. They have different specials, different abilities. But yeah, for $5.99, highly suggest picking up Rangok Skies today if you're looking for a shooter that you might not have tried, modern shooter. And of course, any of the R-Types, really any of the shooters. Any of the R-Types, Armed Police Unit Gallop. Oh, Dragon Breed's on here today. Wow. In the Hunt, if you're looking for a submarine game, because there's never a submarine shooter, In the Hunt would be your submarine shooter. So if you're looking for not just planes, but underwater instead, I gotcha. Image Flight is phenomenal. Again, any IRM game is a banger in my book. These are great arcade games that even I have sort of not heard of until we licensed them. And I was like, these are amazing. I love these. So IRM, you can never go wrong with an IRM game, be it a shooter or other games that they have as well. Let's see. Till I beat Knights and this is a good comment. I shouldn't buy any new games till I beat Knights and Guns or Rising Hell. I gotta work on these. Yeah, that's true. So the good thing about these sales too is that one, you can pick up these games, of course, at a cheaper price, which is great for you, right? It's great for you. But it's really nice that we're doing this in a weekly batch for a reason, right? Because I don't want to overwhelm you with titles right now because there's a lot of titles on here, right? There's almost 300 currently on the store. We've got a lot more licensed. And then on top of that, so that's a lot of titles to go through, right? It's not just a couple titles on the cab and that's it. So this sort of helps you like take your time and like really try to enjoy the games, right? I want you to actually play the games. We're not making these cabs to sit there and collect dust somewhere. Play the games. You know, you bought it to play games, play the games on it. So I strongly encourage you to like, especially if you got time this week or something, you got time this weekend on the holiday break, if you're off, hopefully too, you know, play a game, get through it, enjoy it a lot. And then if you like it and you want to keep going in it, keep playing that game and then pick up another one after that. You know, you don't have to buy 20 at a time all the time. I love when you do that, but you don't have to do that. So if you really want to just enjoy a game, pick up one at a time, play it, you know, play it for the day, pick up another one, play it for the day kind of thing. Yeah. See what you like. Let's see. What other questions I got in the chat? I know I saw a question. I passed it up. I'm sorry. See here about Roundguard. Oh, Thomas B. Good question. Yeah. So Roundguard's on sale. Good. Great. This is what we're talking about. So yeah, again, any games that are on sale today, guys, that's sort of the topic we're covering today for the most part. And I can tell you anything about these games because I have to play all of them all the time. So I do a lot of stuff. But yeah, so Roundguard is newer. It came out this year for us. And basically it's like a Peggle kind of game. So, but the cool thing is that it is an arcade style game, but it's also not. So it's, what's the word that I'm looking for? It is a dungeon crawling game, but it's, oh my gosh, like a randomly generated map each time for you. So it depends on the path that you pick. It's going to be randomly generated for each stage, right? So each world that you enter, I believe there's 3 or 5 worlds even. Different characters, different gameplay. It is very RPG aspecty, which is great. So you pick up armor and gear as well, and different weapons and stuff and different abilities as you go. There's different runestones that you can collect. So it's not just like a one and done Peggle kind of game. It really does, like, you have to pick the right character for your play style and go with that to kind of get really deep into the game and unlock stuff and like progress and stuff. You're going to go through a dungeon map, and sometimes there'll be like, there's different boss fights as well in this game. I believe there's 10 different bosses. There could be more, honestly, even. But there's at least 10. I know that. There's different boss battles. There's global leaderboards as well, too. And these global leaderboards are the developers' global leaderboards. So you're actually playing against everybody from other platforms. So it is cross-platform play as far as the leaderboards goes. There's daily challenges in it. There's a ton of stuff. So yeah, for $12 right now, super good steal for Roundguard. So yes, if you're looking for a very slower paced game too, so you can play at your own rate. There's never a timer in this game. It's never forcing you to rush or anything too, which is great. You can play quickly if you want to, but for Roundguard, it's a very nice, laid back, low key paced kind of game. I love this game. So if you're looking for a Peggle kind of game, it's great with a lot of RPG aspects to it. And it's got that cute art style. It's got great music and sound too. I like it. Let's see here. What other game questions do we have related to games today? There's a lot going on in this chat. Here we go. There we go. Sure, Gunforce. All right, SJ, I got you. Can you touch on Gunforce 2 versus the original? Yeah, so that's a great question, actually. It's mostly the graphics, honestly, if I'm being honest, for Gunforce 1 and 2. It's mostly just the graphics. The gameplay changes up, not too much, but I mean, like, if you do like the story behind Gunforce 1, it is a continuation for Gunforce 2 for the story, as much as a story for arcade games go, right? It's not, this massive, crazy RPG length story or anything like that. But yeah, no, Gunforce 2 takes off right where Gunforce 1 left off. It is the same sort of gameplay mechanics, just polished up a lot better and with better artwork, essentially. So yeah, if you do like Gunforce 1, you will like Gunforce 2. If you buy Gunforce 2 before Gunforce 1, it's really up to you if you want to pick up the first one. Hoarding games seems to be the way to go right now, too. Of course. I mean, pick them up while they're on sale. That's great, too. Play them throughout the year. But again, these games are meant to be played. Remember that. We got a lot of hidden gems in this list, especially these IREM games that a lot of other people have never seen before. In the Hunt, Image Fight, Gun Force, Dragon Breed's there. Battle Chopper is one of my favorites because Battle Chopper's it is a side-scrolling shooter. However, it's also got an up and down mechanic, so you can land and drop bombs, or you can use your little crane to also like pick up stuff from the ceiling or knock things out of the ceiling to collect them for more points. So yeah, so that's Battle Chopper's amazing. Let's see, Scout one of purple. Zhang Pong Skin Cab. Stay tuned on Zhang Pong Skin Cab. Let me finish the game first. I was planning on doing a little bit more work on it this weekend. However, I'm kind of sick right now, so we'll see how well my brain works over the next couple of days. But yeah, the game's still in the works. Stay tuned. Again, we didn't release any games last week or this week with the sales and stuff going on. However, there will still be game releases before the end of the year too. I can't promise you exactly when. Will there be some next week? Potentially. Will there be some the week after? Maybe. But we will still be releasing more games before the end of the year too. This isn't the total list yet, so don't you worry. And of course, after that, we're always going to keep growing the library too, right? That's always been our promise, that we're always going to continue to pursue licenses and new games for you. So that's always going to keep growing. But yes, there will be more games in December coming out, releasing to you. So stay tuned on what those are. Hoping to get those title games to you as quickly as possible too, the rest of them. But in the meantime, you've got Elevator Action from Taito. It's great. Rastan and Rastan 2. If you're beating your head against the wall in Rastan 2. Let's see. This is a good question, Shampoo Swan. So do you think there will ever be save points? Probably not. So modern titles do it themselves, depending on the game, right? But for save points, for arcade games, it's not really our style. A lot of arcade games just aren't meant to be played that way, honestly. If you're playing more console games, maybe, sure, because you don't necessarily want to Iron Man a game like Mario, say like the original Mario Brothers all the time. Maybe we'll play around with that in the future, but currently no real plans for that. Just no need for save states on these arcade games. And then for the modern games, they already have them built in because they're modern games, right? So good question though. Again, it's not a no. It's just that it's not happening right now for sure. Let's see, shows and events. I'm going to show some events that we'll be attending. So we'll be at CES 100%. Otherwise, nothing else on my radar currently. We're planning other things. We just don't know exactly which ones we're attending right now. So stay tuned on that. We'll see. But yes, we are going to CES in January. I think it starts January 5th, I believe. So we'll probably do some live streaming stuff from there as well. So yeah, CES would be the place to tune in early January, right after the break for everybody. It's a crazy time. Let's see. Yes, the games will go on sale every Friday at 9 a.m. Central Time. So CST, Chicago time, where I'm at here. So 9 a.m. on the dot. Today was a little bit delayed. Sorry, that was on me for the featured game section. However, if you don't see them in the featured section right away, plus there could be a server delay technically too, but they were there like half an hour later today. However, I try to get there on time for 9 a.m. It just didn't happen today. But the sales themselves did start at 9 a.m. If you go to at the top left, you'll see that little icon that looks like it has 3 different slider options. You click on that. That's the filter section of the store. You can filter by discounted game. So if you're filtering by discounted game, all those will pop up. So all 37 titles right now will pop up if you filter by discounted game. So just in case you don't see them in the morning in the featured game sections, which you should. It was just a little bit delayed today by 30 minutes. Not a huge deal, but the games did go on sale 9 a.m. CST every Friday right now, and that'll go until December 31st. So the final sale will end December 31st, I should say. That'll be the very last game sales day. Wow, I'm so sorry. Heads over tails right now, no words. But yes, 9 a.m. every Friday, Chicago time. What other questions do we got on these games today that are on sale? Anyone play Spelunker? Yeah, I played every game. So Spelunker is really good, actually. Do I prefer the second one over the first one? I actually don't know in this case. Spelunker 1 is pretty solid. Spelunker 2 just adds more stuff, honestly. It's not a crazy different game. It's not like it adds a whole lot of mechanic stuff, but it's just a very different story and stuff like that in the game, right? So Spelunker plays this miner. And it's actually, yeah, there we go, right behind me. Good timing. So that's Spelunker. So it's basically, it's platformer in a sense. So I would call it a platformer for sure. But it is you just kind of going deeper and deeper into the cavern, and different creatures and monsters kind of pop out as you go. There's different environmental effects and stuff going on too. Of course, there's like lava at some points. There's water during certain levels. There's rocks and stuff that fall. So that's Spelunker. But yeah, if you're looking for like a sort of exploration style platformer for like back from like maybe 1982, don't quote me on that, but that sounds about right. Early 80s. Then yeah, Spelunker's probably your cup of tea. It's a good game. It's a good game, especially at like just under $5 right now. Yeah, Spelunker's worth it. Again, if you really don't like something, get it, try it out for 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes to refund it, take it right away. So no harm, no foul. Spelunker is probably one of those that you might want to try out first, just because it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do enjoy Spelunker. I think it's a really fun game. Load runners as well too. Super enjoy the load runners. I believe the fourth one is the only one that's simultaneous 2-player for load runner though. That sounds right. Otherwise, the gameplay isn't crazy different in the load runners. They do have leaderboards and stuff too, but I believe the fourth one is the only one that has simultaneous multiplayer. So for local, for 2-player, right? So if you want to play with friends, pick up Spelunker or Load Runner 4, which is, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the whole title here. Load Runner 4 Escape from the Empire. There we go. Fun fact, there was a different Load Runner kind of series too that stole the name for a little while. I'm not sure how they got away with that, but it exists. So that's why we have them as Load Runner 2, The Bungling Returns and stuff like that. So because Load Runner 2, if you look it up, it'll pop up as a different game. All right, let's see. What is this question right here? All the cabinets come with the same games, right? And if I haven't received my unit, can I still purchase games online for it? Yes. So absolutely, Nathan. Nathaniel, Nathan, Nate, I don't know what you go by. I'm sorry. I don't mean to butcher names or anything like that. But yeah, so all the cabinets do come with the exact same games on them. 11 titles: Dragon's Lair, Double Dragon, Beach Buggy Racing, along with a handful of others. But they'll all come with those games. And then certain cabs will come with another game included, like Retromania does come with Retromania Wrestling as well. I actually believe that's the only one right now that comes with its game. That was just part of the licensing deal that we said to release the cab with. So that'll come with a code for Retromania if you purchase the Retromania cab. And Beach Buggy Racing 2 also comes with Beach Buggy Racing 2. So that's the other one. However, like Space Ace cab, unfortunately, does not come with Space Ace. You have to purchase on the store. Not a huge deal. Again, it's like $10 or something like that too for Space Ace. But yeah, so Space Ace is the one that doesn't come with it. However, Retromania and Beach Buggy Racing 2 will come with the game included on the cab on top of the other initial 11 games. Otherwise, yeah, you can purchase as many games as you want right now too. The only caveat to it is that if you purchase games right now and you don't have your cab currently, that 30-minute window doesn't start from install. It starts from time of purchase. So if you're looking to try a game, can't help you there. However, that's the only caveat. So if you definitely know you're going to pick up a game, like if you know you're picking up R-Type, say, right, like which is on sale right now, pick up R-Type. If you know you're not going to refund that game, for sure, pick it up. I would also like Riptide is a safe bet if you're looking for like a really good racing game as well. Riptide's available right now. Rangok Skies for another modern shooter, highly suggest that one. A lot of Kung Fu Masters, a classic as well too. I Will Die on the Hill for 10-Yard Fight. I would say pick that one up. Knights and Guns as well. Honestly, whatever strikes your fancy in the store. But yeah, you can pick up as many games as you want before your cabinet comes. So you can take advantage of the sale right now. All right, what else we got here? Aram has some quality. I totally agree with this one. Back for Blood. You think Back for Blood can run on here? That's a stretch. That's barely running on most people's potato PCs right now. So no, we're not getting back. I can wholeheartedly say for now, we're not getting Back for Blood. But yeah, that'd be fun. All right, let's see. What is this one? Gordon says, what are the chances of add-on accessories like a steering wheel coming 22? Stay tuned. Anything's possible. That's where I'll leave that one. Let's see. Is that a tiny jousting cabinet behind me? Yes. Actually, so this is literally not any sort of spoiler, so don't get your hopes up that like we have a like crazy midway joust license right now. So not to burst your bubble. Are we working on things like that? Of course, we're always trying to work on things like that. But I can't tell you that. I cannot confirm or deny that joust is coming anytime soon. But yes, this is my tiny Christmas tree joust cabinet. So in case you're wondering, and it does have like little sounds, I think too. I think it turns on. Oh, maybe the battery's dead. But anyway, yes, I do have a little joust cabinet. So because joust is one of my favorite arcade games. But yeah, that's sitting behind me there. I just thought it would be fun for the holiday. That's literally it for that one. So, all right, what other questions we got here? I swear to you, Dylan, like if I could reach through the computer and maybe cause slight abrasions to somebody, it's Dylan right now. No, yeah. So Shredder's Revenge, of course. Stay tuned on Shredder's Revenge. We cannot confirm or deny that Shredder's Revenge is coming to the iiRcade platform at this time. But yes, we know that you all want Shredder's Revenge and Streets of Rage 4. I hear it daily. I know. Trust me, I know. And Joust, because I want Joust. But yeah, but don't you worry. I can't talk on what licenses that we have currently in the works, as well as ones that are, who knows? Who knows with licensing? What's out right now is what I can talk about. That's kind of where it's at. Let me see here. Yeah, Bubble Bobble is included in there with Taito. Let's see here. What else here? It's not a. This is just my tiny apartment that has an Indiana Jones poster in it. That's what that is. So don't you worry about that too. Let me see here. I'm not sure what this question is. It just says, what's the difference with that one? Let me see. What are the questions we got here? Any other sports games? Like that are coming or that are available right now? So if you're looking for sports games, 10-Yard Fight, because again, it's a good game. I don't know why people hate on this game so much because I love this game. But 10-Yard Fight's on there right now on sale for sports games. I think that's the only one in the mix right now. Riptide, technically, if you want, is sort of a sports, water sports, but not really. And technically, Tropical Angel is also a water sports game. That's definitely in the sports section because that's water skiing. So technically, there's 2 right now on sale. Other sports games we got Goal, 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 Big Striker for soccer or football if you're in the UK watching right now. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I'd have to look at the sports section. It's been a while. I got to look through the sports section. But yeah, there's a few others in there for sure too. And we include games like Heavy Smash in there as well as Windjammers because they're like hyper competitive sort of sports games. So we put those in the sports section. We got baseball too, of course. Data East. We got oh my gosh, I will find this game. It is one second. I'll get you down to the sports section here. Sports. There we go. Oh, Hoops, of course. Hoops 96. Stadium Hero 96. That's the game I'm thinking of. That is our baseball game, and that game is a grand slam. I had to do it. I couldn't resist. It really is a good baseball game, though, if you're looking good for a baseball game. More sports games coming. Stay tuned on that. Again, I can't speak on games that are currently in the works for licensing or that are not yet available that we haven't announced, I should say. Because we do have like Evolution Soccer has been announced. It's still being worked on, but that is still releasing, of course. That's a great soccer game as well, too. Again, football in the UK, if that's where you're watching from. But yeah. Elevator Action 2, it's getting worked on right now. I see that question all the time, too. Elevator Action Returns, I know everybody wants it. I actually played the light gun game for Elevator Action at the expo that we were just at. Not a huge fan, not to lie. It has this weird gun that just has like a little clacker thing going back and forth instead of like an actual kind of like feedback system. I wasn't impressed. Let's see here. What other questions do we have here? Button making. First off, Rage of the Dragons is the right button mapping for this system currently. It's working great. There might have been an update since I first released it, so check that in case. But yeah, it's right. We keep it in that Street Fighter, so we keep it in the a diamond formation, right, like King of Fighters and stuff, because clearly we can't do 4 buttons right next to each other as the game intends. So that one's like that. But yeah, button should be good for that. Can you remap buttons? That's still something sort of potentially being played with by us for the software side. That'll come a little bit later if it does come at all. But yeah, stay tuned on that one. I can't promise you button mapping is coming for these old arcade games. It's a little trickier to be able to convert it on the fly like that. But maybe potentially. Those are things that we're of course playing with, just like Scanlines and stuff when we added that. These are features that we're always playing with. We just don't know yet. We can't say for certain if they're going to happen or not. We've got a couple other bigger fish to fry right now with online play. So that's sort of the main focus at the moment. Beach Buggy 2, worth buying. You know what? I mean, the community could probably speak better on this one. Here we go. Yes, Beach Buggy 2, much better than the first one in my opinion. Yeah, I think so too. It takes Beach Buggy 1 mechanics and just cleans them up. The controls, I think, are better, I would say, for our system as well too with Beach Buggy Racing 2. I like it better. Personally, plus the maps, it's a little bit the graphical fidelity is a little bit better in this one. I just like the maps. There's one that's the castle on there is literally it's the same as the castle from the original Mario Kart in my opinion. I'm not saying they took the design from there, but they might have taken the design from there. Crackdown, which would be, I see it. Yeah, so Crackdown is it's a huge franchise nowadays still too, especially on Xbox. Xbox released Crackdown way back when I was in high school, I think even too. And it like hit it big. They did a free trial with it, I think, and that's why they always seem to do Crackdown free trials for the newer ones that release. But yeah, the original version of Crackdown is the Sega licensed version that we have. Of course, fully legit. It's a good game. It's great for partners, especially if you're doing one player. It's an okay game, but I really much prefer that game with 2 players personally. Again, that could be a great game when online's here. But until then, I would say you can totally play it on your own. It's a top-down shooter, so you kind of have to get used to that a little bit. It's running right behind me there. It was, but yeah, Crackdown's good though. I would say if you're looking at it, just pick it up. It's well worth it. I have a great time with that game. The end of that game is extremely hard, by the way, though. There's like this little grid in Crackdown that's like an electrical sort of grid. I call it like a motherboard grid. But man, it's so tricky to get past because the timing is terrible on it, and it's so frustrating. But it's one of those games that like you've gotten there and like you're like, I gotta beat this, right? I gotta get to the last level. So you just stick beating your head against the wall for a little while until you finally get through it. But yeah, so heads up on that one for Crackdown. Let's see what other questions we got here. There's more beach buggy. I see. So we're slowly going down this chat right now. Looks like I'm buying a beach buggy. Let's see. Beach buggy does have online leaderboards as well too. Let's see. What other questions do you guys have in the chat here? Recommend Bonanza Bros? That's true. We haven't talked about Bonanza Bros yet. Another Sega title. Well worth picking up. Bonanza Bros is really fun. Again, especially with 2 players. It's good with 1 player, but I really like it when you're playing with a friend. Highly suggest, especially if you're playing with 2 people a lot, playing with family and stuff. It's good. It's really challenging. Yep, 10-year fight turned out to be. I know 10-year fight is like it looks so stupid at first for 10-yard fight. It truly does because it's such a classic style game. But man, you sit there and you play 10-yard fight for like 5 minutes, and then you figure out the controls. You figure out the wiggle off, and you figure out how to lateral, and then you figure out like when to throw at the right time, and then you're like, okay, I can get better at this. And then you start losing at like the college level, and you're like, oh man. And then you get to pro, and you're like, well, now I'm stuck. I love that game. So how many games you've licensed? Yeah. So also, can you indicate? So can you give us an estimate on how many games that you have licensed but are not released yet? Games that we've announced and haven't released yet that are fully licensed, 340 something. Are there more games that are licensed than that? Yes. Can I tell you how many there are? No. Also, can you indicate any specific games that are launching within the next month? No, stay tuned on that one. It's a tricky thing sometimes just because the games are still under heavy development too occasionally. So like I pretty much know what's coming up, but I can't say that because sometimes something goes wrong last minute and say I tell you like, hey, like we've got, Space Invaders is next week. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, no, Taito's like, oh, shoot, we found this and there's an error here. We got to fix that quick. And like, well, all right, it gets pushed. So I'd rather not do that. So we like to just kind of keep it low key until they're ready to go and then just push them out to you. But in the meantime, there's so many games on sale right now too. Again, games that I know you're looking for a specific game sometimes, but try out some of these games that you don't know. They're really good games, a lot of them. It's just that people just don't know of them. And that could be, again, through just marketing or the fact that you just never seen them in an arcade. That's how it goes. Sir Lovelot, by the way, is one of my favorite games right now too that I never knew about. It's an indie title. It just, wasn't highly advertised by Pixel.eu. But Sir Lovelot is a fantastic platforming game. The mechanics are simple, but it ramps up in difficulty so fast because the level design is done so well. So again, highly encourage games that you don't know on the system. Try them out. Really do. We're here to play games. So let's see. But yeah, good question. Good question. I just can't answer on licensing things, unfortunately. All right. What other questions we got? What time are we at even here? 3:45. Wow, we can talk for a lot longer than I thought we were, honestly, because I had zero plans for today, just winging it. For just 2 cabs under 1 account. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Live for today. So if you purchase 2 cabs under 1 account, you can play multiplayer in the future with other household members on the same account. Yep. Yeah. So those games currently, you can install them on as many cabs as you have. Currently, you can install those games. So you can have 1 account and put those same games on 2 machines. And yes, with online coming later on too, you'll be able to play together as well too. At least that's the intention. I don't think that's going to change. Stay tuned on that. With how online works is still a little tricky right now. There's a lot of kinks to work out. But yes, I would expect to say yes on that one. We're not potentially trying to limit you to have to use one cab for online only. No, especially for like potentially maybe 4-player games down the road. Who knows, right? Again, if I can get you playing like Ninja Kids with 4 players on 2 cabinets, that's cool. I want to do that. So, yeah, we're working on that stuff for sure. Please get some Midway games. Again, I would love some Midway games. I got Joust right here behind me. So there's plenty of Midway games that I want. Let's see here. Midway's a little trickier because they're owned by Warner Brothers nowadays, just so you know. But it all depends on the games too. Sometimes games licensing, there's like 10 people own the games. So it all depends who you can reach and contact with. If I buy a game, yep. Again, yeah, just talked about this. Cool. Just bought my second one. Yeah. So you can purchase the game one time and install it on the 2 cabs that you have. Yes, with one account. Yep. Moon Patrol. I get asked about Moon Patrol an awful lot, honestly. That's a weird one for me. Spy Hunter. Yeah, Berserk. Oh, if you want Berserk, Mark, I think Mark already has it there too. Ultra Mission is a love letter to Berserk. So Ultra Mission is on sale right now in the store. It is a modern Berserk, is what that game is. That's what they fancied it off of. It's also got online global leaderboards as well too. Yes, we've already addressed Mayhem issues installing. Wiping Cab will not fix Mayhem install right now too. So it's simply for updating. It's an update issue that we're working on now for that game specifically. So stay tuned on that. We'll let you guys know when Mayhem Brawlers is ready to update officially. So it's just, it's happening on some cabs, a lot of cabs right now where the install fails. Yeah, you can't, there's nothing you guys can do on your end about it. It's totally up to us to fix that. And we're adamantly working on that right now to fix that. So if you're purchasing in Mayhem Brawlers for the first time, however, don't be afraid on that one. It'll install just fine on your system. But yes, even through system reset, this problem will persist. So no need to do that. Don't wipe all your games out for no reason. ColecoVision Jungle Hunt, but not Taito. Why not? Because we licensed the Jungle Hunt from Coleco, and that's how it went. So why pay again for another game that we already have on the system pretty much? But in Taito, it's just different titles. Different Taito titles. How long of a game is Roundguard? So, tricky question. The main story, to like beat once and like unlock the 4th character and stuff, because you have to unlock, let's see, there's the wizard, the wizard, the druid, and the warrior start out with, the wizard, the rogue, and the warrior start out with, but the druid you have to unlock through playthroughs with all of them. So really to unlock that, 16, 20 hours, I would say maybe. It's a pretty lengthy game. You can probably do it less than that if you get good. But again, that game has daily challenges for Roundguard. So there's always something to like hop on and play for the day if you want to. And they all have global leaderboards. They're hooked up. They're cross-platform play as well with the other systems. So you'll be competing against everybody who has the game on every platform. But yeah, Roundguard, it's a pretty substantial, lengthy game. But again, it's a nice game to take your time with. So pick it up while it's on sale right now. Totally worth it. Especially if you're like a Peggle kind of fan too. But this is like Peggle Extreme. There's a lot more mechanics and stuff and a lot more going on with this game with the abilities, the weapons, the armor that you can pick up, as well as like boss battles and things. And of course, daily challenges. Yes, there is a giraffe. It's a porcelain origami giraffe, thank you. It's the one thing that survived every single move from me around the world, which is pretty crazy. It's the only thing that I have still. Yeah, I already answered this question earlier. Let's see. Best sports game, Stadium Hero 96. I would probably have to agree with you on that. Stadium Hero 96 is just a really good baseball game in general. We already talked about Evolution Soccer as well, too. It's getting worked on. Elevator Action Returns, same thing. They're currently being worked on. Let's see. So, Brad, to touch on this again, it is, trust me, we've experimented with so many different types of button layouts for these games. This is the best it's going to be currently on the system. And remapping buttons is not an easy thing for our current software to do. So I can't get that happening immediately. But a feature we might add later. We hear you. Don't worry on that one. Let me see here. Going down the list. I didn't confirm Bubble Bobble, but we do not have a license currently for Bubble Bobble. Are we working on one? Who knows? Stay tuned. Let me see here. Is the stock track mode behind you? Yeah, that's the attract mode for this week. We change it every Friday. I literally go in and change the attract mode every single Friday. Right now we have them all on holiday games to display those kind of games, so you guys have a better picture of what they look like on the system and stuff. Games you might have missed, kind of thing. Stay tuned on track mode features as well too. Of course, it's still in its infancy. We just released the track mode with scan lines and things. 6 weeks ago? It hasn't been that long, so it's a brand new feature to us right now. So it's still being experimented with things that we can do with it as well. Will it change later on? Probably. We'll see. Let's see here. What else we got going on in this chat? Any other questions on these games that are on sale before I head out? Probably take 3 more questions probably, and we'll call it a day. It's already been an hour. It's crazy. I didn't even plan to be here for 20 minutes today, honestly. Yes, Crackdown is tough. Solo, guaranteed. Totally agree. Again, this electrical flooring at the end of the game. Let's see. Will player one be able to swap to the right side controls in the future on a one-player game? So it depends on the game. Right now, you actually have that ability, even though it's not listed in the game. I actually do that for you right now. So if it is 2-player and it's not simultaneous play, I actually add that to both sides so that you can play on both sides because it uses only one controller. Certain games, yeah, if it's a single-player game, like Dragon's Lair, say. Dragon's Lair, you can actually play on the black side controls if you want to. I did it that way on purpose, yeah. Just because why not? So we can utilize those buttons as well. You can't swap them necessarily, but yeah, games that usually are 1-player only, or if they're 2-player non-simultaneous play, so if you have to switch off, like Burger Time, say, you can usually play those on both sides, and yeah, I do that purposely. So just literally, if you just try the buttons, they'll probably work on you, depending on the game, but yeah, typically that's right. Bloody Wolf, I see. Yeah, so Bloody Wolf is still being worked on right now. It's probably audio, honestly. Audio is a little rough when the speakers are so powerful. Sometimes we got to work on that a little bit. So, but yeah, that game's still currently in development, being worked on right now for Bloody Wolf. Stay tuned on when that releases. Let's see. You can already play Title Classics. We already have Rastan 1 and 2, and also Elevator Action is there. Plus, let's see. We got some other titles out right now, too. Ninja Kids. Oh, my gosh. I can't remember those off the top of my head right now, but there's 4. All right. 2 more questions. Let's go. What are the questions? I'm not even going to answer this question because I can't. Yeah, I can't speak on future cabinets or anything like that as well. What are the game questions we got? This is Gamedaze, remember? Just because I know all the ins and outs of the cabinets myself, too, because I'm all over the company. Let's see. I can't really talk about online either too much, like SJ. I see this question. Unfortunately, can't really speak on online right now, other than it's coming in Q1 of 2022. Stay tuned on the features. Again, we kind of got to keep it big right now because it's so heavily in development that features could change for us. And I don't want to tell you something that's incorrect and then we go and change it later on. So I don't want to get your hopes up and put them down or do something else too. Yeah. So the only thing I can talk about for online is that online play is coming. We have the ability with our software to utilize it to enable all of our classic arcade games, as well as use that server for modern developers that want to turn their games into multiplayer games as well too. So they have to connect it to the server themselves for the modern games. For the arcade classic games, we do that ourselves. And with our software, we will have the ability to make them all online capable. So that's what's being worked on right now. Anything else other than it's coming out in Q1 2022, I kind of got to stay vague, unfortunately, with it. The interface and stuff is still heavily being worked on right now. Yeah, see, Ninja Kids 4-player and 2 cabs. This is what I'm talking about. I want this too, so don't you worry. We're trying. We're trying on things like that. Is there an update? It could just be a little buggy on the store right now. It's odd that you see an update. Don't pay too much attention to the store for game updates, I would say. If it does list an update, there should be an update. However, you don't have to monitor the store for your updates. we intended it the way that we did it to just be, you go into the game, you're trying to play the game, it launches, and then it alerts you that an update's available, and then you can update. So that's really the way that you need to pay attention for updates. Otherwise, you're good to go. There should be no reason that maybe the update text is like getting locked in for some reason to the account, but I can take a look for you. I think if you send an email to contact@iiRcade.com, we can say all we need is your device ID and your account email, and we can go in on the back end and actually look like what's happening there. So if it's just stuck and not updating for some reason, would totally love that information because we can fix other features in the future based off that too. So yeah, if you've got the time, email contact@iiRcade.com. Let us know what the issue is. Pictures help, video helps. But yeah, and then just let me know your device ID and your account email, and we can sort of go in from there. All right. You can always uninstall and reinstall the game too to force updates, just as an FYI. However, no, it's not going to work with Mayhem Brawlers right now, so don't. If you're looking for Mayhem Brawlers, no. There's a bug right now with Mayhem Brawlers for the update specifically. Again, you can purchase the game, install it correctly. However, if it's just trying to update, it's not going to work right now. System reset will not help you. So don't obliterate all your game files and stuff like that. No need. We're working on that very heavily right now. So we're getting that to you as soon as possible. Sorry that happened. We don't really know. There's sort of a weird thing that's never happened before in the system. So we're looking into that and fixing it as fast as possible right now. And track snipe updates. Yeah, again, you can uninstall. Or again, let us know. Give us an email. Say it's not working. Let me know you're at contact@iiRcade.com. Say the games that aren't working. Let me know. Give me a screenshot. Give me your device ID, your account ID. That's all we really need. We can go on the back and sort of find out what's happening. So again, information like that too just helps us improve the state of everything as well too as we're progressing, right? So there's a lot of different bugs and things that happen with software. Everybody's machine is a little bit different sometimes. Sometimes they're very finicky. Sometimes they work immaculately. I couldn't really tell you why. It's not even a hardware issue. It's usually comes down to software, and we're always working on squashing those bugs as quickly and decisively as possible, without causing more bugs, of course, too. So luckily, we haven't really caused other bugs in the meantime so far with fixes, which has been great. But yeah, we're always working on better improvements for the system. And if something as simple as game update is just stuck for some reason, we would love to fix that. So I don't want them just hanging there on you. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Again, I can't speak on titles that are going to be licensed. All right, I'll take one more question. One more good question here. Let me see. You guys can spam me if you want. I can't talk on games that aren't released yet or announced, I should say. Arabian Magic's being worked on. I see that question right now. No, I told you guys at the start, I'm not releasing anything today, unfortunately. It's just a very chill, calm day. I was just here to answer questions for the sales and things going on right now, too. Again, I'm sick today. I really couldn't work too much. This is a good question that I get asked a lot, too. Extremely difficult. So sound at a kernel level in a motherboard is not the same as sound when the system is already launched and up and running, right? So in that case, we could just play a video, make it work. Sound at a system level in the kernel is way different, right? So the video that you see isn't actually a video in the kernel running, right? When you boot up your iiRcade to the screen, it's not actually a video. That's something else entirely. So that's tiny bytes of information being relayed through there too, all simultaneously over and over. So it's pretty crazy. Sound would have to be working the same way, and breaking sound up that way doesn't like to be put back together, essentially. So we're working on it. We're sort of working on it. It's back-ended right now, 100%, because plenty of other features like online stuff are getting in the way right now. But yeah, we are working on a feature like that too for startup sound, because we know everybody wants startup sound. Working on it. But yeah, way different than just like playing a video. It seems like it would be that simple too, and I wish it was. It's unfortunately not. So good question. All right, I did say this last question, but we'll get one more game-related question maybe. Let me see here. Question retrofit. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I've got too many questions to answer. Here, okay, I'll take a hardware question. I guess sure, why not? Yeah, so it depends on when the system itself is manufactured, but pretty much all of them nowadays have lit lit buttons, if they're the original gen models, some of the classic editions, especially that people are ordering for Black Friday, probably don't have the light up power button, just because they are from an earlier print, from manufacturing cycle just before it happened. Not too much earlier, but again, the hardware itself, the motherboard and stuff like that too, totally the same, except for the fact that it doesn't have a slot for the light up power button. So unfortunately, I can't just retrograde you and add in a light up power button because your board doesn't have the port to support it. So we had to add that to the boards. So that's a little bit of a different configuration. So it's just how it goes for now. For now, right? So don't you worry. We're trying to get other things in play for accessories and stuff too. They'll come with time. Things like that will come with time. It's only the first year right now. We had to work on the system itself, had to get it out there, get the feedback, make things work, get online working, right? So that's like priority one right now, right? So fixing the interface and stuff, priority one. Accessories, priority maybe two, you know? All right. Add a coin effect for the coin button. It just depends on the game that you're playing. Yeah. I mean, what do you want for a coin effect? Sound effect. If you're playing on a game, the game itself has the sound effect to use the coin button. Like Double Dragon has its own sound. In the Hunt has its own sound. 10-Year Fight has its own sound. It's dependent on the game itself. Just like a track modes too. Remember that we do have a system level track mode now because you all asked for it. However, if you want a specific track mode for a game, they all have their track modes in them. All you do is launch the game, let them run. They'll play their track modes. We didn't like rip them out of the games or anything for you. So for newer people, system level track mode is its own thing. You can play Dragon's Lair on a track mode all you want, Spaces on a track mode all you want. Those are great ones. Even modern games, we have a lot of developers adding their own track modes. So Rising Hell has 2 different track modes, actually. I actually personally did the one for Jetpin Arcade, that a track mode I made, and the developer put in the game. I mean, like Alien Storm's got a sound. Yeah, those games have their own track modes. All right. And we'll probably call it there today, I think. Any other pressing questions that I missed? I'm kind of scrolling the chat here. Elevator action sound glitch. So that's actually related to the pause button, which is being fixed for hopefully the next update. That we're working on that one. That can affect multiple titles. Some are just seeing it worse than others, or hearing it worse than others, I guess. Yeah, so the game pause. A lot of these old school arcade games, especially like Elevator Action, Resten, they don't like to be paused because they were never intended to be paused. So whenever you sort of reboot the game from the pause, it doesn't like that, and it tries to sort of overcompensate sometimes is sort of what's going on there. So we're working on fixing that, of course, because it's a feature on the system. We want it working properly. It's not always going to happen for everybody on their system. Every game is going to react differently as well. But yeah, no, we're working on fixing that for the next upcoming update. So yeah, that's in the works. Will it fix it? Hopefully. Gosh, I hope so. I thought we fixed this like a little while ago too, but we're working on that one. That's a software issue that we're working on. What games did you get from the sale? I didn't. I own all the games on my account because I can unlock them for free. So I cheat. So I've played all the games. Again, I have personally played every single one of our titles that is out today on our system, pretty much all the way through. Some of the modern titles I might not have played, but yeah. So, and again, I'm a game designer myself. So like, I would say I'm not company biased necessarily, but I'm biased based off of game design because I like games for the sake of being games, right? So even games that aren't necessarily the greatest games, I find value in because I like certain mechanics and what they've led to, you know, sort of as a historical thing for games kind of thing for me too, how games have built over the years. So I just like games. I like playing games. I like making games. You know, I love working on it with our developers. But yep. All right. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys today. We lasted a heck of a lot longer than I thought we would. We just wanted to talk about, you know, just games that were on sale and go through those. And we've just kind of tangented for an hour now. So great. All right. But I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. Have a good break. If you're hopefully still on break today too, hopefully you had off, not working Black Friday, especially not retail. Well, if you're working retail on Black Friday, I feel for you. Done it so many times, but yeah, good luck. God willing, you know, good luck. I have faith in you. Get some coffee. Stay alert. Don't let the customers abuse you too much. But yeah, otherwise, everybody else have a good break. And I'll see you all next Friday. I'll play you out with, let's see here. I'll probably play you out with the demo actually for online again too. Because again, this was a very impromptu day. So, and I'm sick and everything. So there's nothing going on. But yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next week. Will there be a Tuesday show? I don't know. Will there be a Friday show? Yes, 100%. So I'll see you all next Friday, 100%. Bye.
Round one, fight! KO. Combo win.
Ready?